Hey guys, Jackie here, bringing you the video, and today we're going to be doing a loco respray how-to project. Now, for this how-to, as you can see, we are going to be doing a respray of a class 47, of a class 37, and we're going to be taking it from the Rail Freight livery into the BR Blue large logo livery. Now, we've already done a respray. It was my first one, and that was of a class 47, where we took it from the BR red and grey parcel livery into Direct Rail Services Blue. And this one is going to be exactly the same, but as you can see, it's going from Rail Freight to British Rail large logo. Now, I'm going to talk you through all the steps of respraying this logo, and hopefully we're going to end up with a brilliant finished product. So the first step to doing any kind of logo respray is your research and your referencing. So we will get on to doing some of that now. Okay, so like I say, research and reference is probably the most important one of the first steps in respraying a loco. Firstly, you want to work out what class of locomotive it is and any subclasses there are. As you can see, we all know that this is a class 37, but as you can see looking at the front with the split head code on the middle door, this is a class 37-0. Now, you can't just go and throw any livery onto any loco because it might not be realistic. I would love to do a load haul livery class 37, but load haul didn't ever own any class 37-0s that I'm aware of, which means that it wouldn't be a realistic model to do. So I am going to be running, so like I say, doing British Rail large logo, which is one of the most iconic liveries to be carried by the class 37s. It's also one of my favourite liveries to be ever carried by any diesel. So that's why it's a real favourite of mine, and I'm really glad to be able to be doing a respray of it. It's a real iconic Scottish loco, the class 37, especially in BR Blue, and it's going to look brilliant when it's finished. So taking that into consideration of a BR Blue class 37-0, I've decided on the identity of my model as being this one here, 3727 Lock Air or Lock Isle, I think it's called. I might do it in its unnamed guise, but I'm not completely sure. But anyway, yeah, we're going to be doing 3727, which is this one here. Now, another important step is to get as many pictures and photographs as possible of the locomotive that you're going to be respraying. So as you can see, I've got a full folder on my iPad called Respray Reference. As you can see, I've got plenty of pictures of 3727. Got this one here, got another one of it there, on double heading with a train of hoppers. Also, it's also in model form as well. This is a Bachmann variant. This is a Bachmann 3727, as you can see. Very nice one. Now, like I say, I can't really afford a Bachmann large logo 37 because for some reason they all seem to be DCC sound. So I don't think there's any way I'm going to be getting one soon. So doing this respray is going to be the best bet, and hopefully it's going to look just as good. Excuse me, I just need to clear my throat. Right then. So anyway, here's another one. This is a really good one of 3727 actually. As you can see, it's in its pristine condition, parked up on shed. And when you look at pictures like this, it does help you be able to pick out details, such as the yellow axle boxes and these white gauges on the fuel tanks. Now, you can't really see that as much on this one, or you can see the gauges slightly. But as you can see, it's in a pretty filthy state in this picture. So yeah, we're going to go back to the pristine one, and you can see, if we look at the model, that I've already started on my first step, which is always normally the chassis. Whenever you'll know when I started on the class 47, I started from the chassis, doing all the bogie and tank detailing and coupling ends, and then I done the body shell. So as you can see on one side, just spin it around, I've already painted the axle boxes. There we are. I painted the axle boxes on both sides using matte Humbrol 24, which is just engineering yellow with matte, and I've picked out the gauges on the side of the tanks in white, as you can see. Now I'm just going to crack on with getting the other two gauges painted on this side now. As you can see, you don't have to use any fancy modelling paint for this. I'm just using some white, any random white paint. Obviously you do want to have you do want one that's designed for going on plastics and models, but yeah. I mean, like I say, you don't have to go for anything fancy like Humbrol or Rail Matte or anything like that. Just some standard white modelling paint will do. So also I'm going to apply it with just a thin tip brush. You don't want to use a good brush for this, you just want one that's gone hard, because it's very easy to then just get into all the little cracks and crevices and detailing, and it does look really good, as you can see. I'm not going to be doing all the picked out in white and red springs like I did on the 47, because obviously it's not in the picture, which means it wasn't on the real thing, which means I'm not going to do it. Obviously when we were doing the 47, if I've got the picture of the 47 here, 47790, that had all the regalia around the tanks and everything, so that's why we painted it on. But it's not on the 37, which means we're not going to be doing it. So yeah, the axle boxes and the white gauges are all we're going to be doing. So I'll get that painted and get these get a coupling on. I'm going to get them. I'm going to get the gauges painted, get the couplings cut off and fitted with a slimline on one end, and then the other end's going to be left blank for a snowplow. And then we will get on to the next stage, which is preparing the body shell. So I'll see you in a bit.